Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
And welcome to the Maryland Jockey Club at historic Pimlico Racecourse. I'm Dan Ullman along with the Equibase ace, Keith Fustel, and welcome to a Friday edition of Today at the Races. A little bittersweet, Keith. I mean, it's the last meet here at Old Hilltop before the big renovation. We've had so many great memories at this historic facility over the years, and something tells me over the next week or so, we're going to make a few more.
That would be awesome, and I hope the memories, we make a lot of money. You know, that would be good to take it back down to Laurel. But, yeah, this has just been a really special place to me. This is where I cut my teeth. I grew up coming down here probably when I was 8, 9, 10 years old with my folks, and as I gradually got a little bit older, got a chance to drive down on my own and hang out with the guys up in the press box. Obviously, my grandfather was up there working as a mutual clerk, but uncles and family members and friends that were just phenomenal. I'd come out here, sit out on this terrace box on sunny days and just soak in everything. And it's been a great ride, and we're going to see this thing hopefully rise back up and create new memories. But just talking to Charles Walker earlier and sharing some thoughts with him, it's been a good time.
150th Preakness, of course, 8 days away, but we have some great action and activities this coming weekend. Of course, the National Thoroughbred League is tomorrow. It's really an innovative concept, you know, where these teams, several owned by celebrities, they're going to draft their horses, they're going to run for points. It's going to be a family-friendly event, meet and greets with all of the celebrities, all of the owners, including Lamar Jackson of the Maryland Colts team. Listen, lots of stuff for the family.
Yeah, come on out and enjoy it. Hopefully we get a little bit better weather than what we've got today, but hopefully things take a turn. But yeah, Lamar Jackson, Julius Erving, a host of others are going to be here, but it's a family day at Old Hilltop.
And of course on Sunday it's Mother's Day. It's a tradition here at Pimlico. You're going to want to take Mom to the races between 11 a.m. and 3. She deserves it. A really nice time. And again, the last Mother's Day at Old Hilltop, it really is going to be a great event.
Yeah, definitely take Mom out. Take the whole family and treat her, as I talked about. You know, get her to help the handle a little bit. A couple of free vouchers sent her way would be a good idea.
Charm City Pick 5 coming up at Laurel Park. This is a new handicapping contest. It's online. It's free to play. There's a grand prize of $1,000. And if you select the late Pick 5 in order every single day, your top picks win, you get to win or share $1,000. It's basically a pick and pray contest for the last Pick 5, the late pick for the last 5 races every day at Laurel Park. And whoever amasses the most money at the end of the day, win, place, show wins.
I like it. Draw some new fans to the game and get involved into the Pick 5, and our Pick 5s have paid handsomely over the course of the last couple racing seasons. So we've had some life-changing moments with that Pick 5.
Weather conditions, main track sloppy. Turf is off. We had some rain last night. We had a ton of rain early this morning. It's going to make for a challenging handicapping card. 56 degrees right now, cloudy day, and still some drizzles.
Yeah, the scratches have come at us fast and furious. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind this morning, trying to get our information together. If I give you a horse that's scratched, don't hate me for it, because we're flying a little bit by the seat of our pants going through this show with our selections. So, but I think we're going to have a couple winners among the mix.
We'll start things off with race number 1. We're going 1 mile and a 16th now. This race is off of the turf. It's a maiden claimer, 16 down to 12.5. Maryland breds eligible for the 20. Take out the 1, the 3, the 4, the 6, the 9, the 11, the 13, the 14. Ismerio Villalobos has the mount on the 15. Oh, what a night. This is the first leg of our first of 2 value pick 5 wagers. Why do we call it the value pick 5? Because it's one of the best bets in racing with a low 12% takeout.
It's very, very, it can be very profitable. You got to jump in on this bet. 12% takeout, one of the lowest in the industry. We love these pick 5s here in Maryland. We're going to get you started with a little bit of a ticket. Now, I had to really change things up a little bit. So 4, 7, 10, 15 to get you started. A little spread. This first race is just a maze to me. A mile and 16th now on the main track. Couldn't tell you who the pace is going to be, but I think hopefully one of those 4 gets it done for you. Race 2 with the 5 and the 7. Beach Cowboy looks like the outside lick. Kieran McGee with the 5. Abuelo Pap's going to take a ton of play. Kieran McGee, no stranger to the winner's circle here at Old Hilltop. Race 3, a single in the 1. Metagooch. It's a horse we kind of like to try to beat, but maybe he's fallen into the right spot with this race being transitioned over to the main track. Race 4, 2, 3, and 4 wrap it up. Race 5 with the 7. Take the 12 out, so that's going to cut that ticket down, right? I believe Viola might have been a late scratch. Goes to a $12 ticket. We're going to single Robbie Atras, Madison Oliver, and Valencia.
Those connections have done very, very well in Maryland. We'll have a stat for that a little bit later. But let's take a look at who we do like in race number 1. You're going to go with the old number 15.
Yeah.
Oh, what a night. Villalobos is on. I thought this horse got a really nice prep last time on turf. Seemed a little bit eager early, pulling in mid-pack, got to the outside, finished okay. I think from a fitness standpoint, this horse just got exactly what he needed.
Exactly what he needed. And it's one of these races where it's going to be a grind from the quarter pole home. No explosive moves I can really be seen from this field, but I just think he's a stayer. Obviously, it's a much shorter field now with the scratches. I want to be aggressive early, put this horse into the flow. Back number on the main track, not awful. It works against this field. I've chased the 7, My Lucky Valentine, a couple times and hasn't been able to get it done, but maybe today's the day for your top selection.
Yeah, I just have a feeling it might be. I really thought this horse ran well on his initial route start. That was second time out against Top Blood, who ran off the screen that day. I was a little disappointed with his race 2 starts back, but he was in against Biravino Boulevard, who we'll see a little bit later this week. And last time out, he caught a wet track. He ran okay. I think that J-Rod's going to have him in the mix behind the speeds. There are a couple of stretch-out sprinters in here, most notably the 8 and the 12 that might be able to get to the front. And I think My Lucky Valentine can tuck in behind. Not a great price on this horse, so maybe if you want to look somewhere else, Imperial Scop Spy is a dirt horse.
Yeah, he is a dirt horse. Is he a one-run sprinter? But I tell you what, when you're looking at the breeding topside Blofeld, he's over 20% with his dirt route. So you've got to like that bottom side Warfront. So you would think the stamina is there. Has a try to 1-turn mile and the go back a little even. But again, maybe he can sit just off those initial speeds. I don't know how far they're going to carry it. Get the jump on the closers, being the 7 and the 15. I think now the way this racetrack is and everything, he at least tries. I mean, he's had a touch of hang late, but he could work here.
15, 7, 10, 8 for Keith, 7, 15, 10, 12 for me in the off-turf opener here at Pimlico. Let's move on now to race number 2. We're going 3/4 of a mile, claiming race. Some hard hitters in here, 7,500 down to 6,000. This is with the beaten claiming condition. 5 Abuelo Paps, the 3-2 morning line favorite. This is the first leg of our 50-cent pick 4 wager. If you get knocked out of the pick 5, play the pick 4. If you don't get knocked out of the pick 5, play the pick 4. It pays to be greedy sometimes in this game.
Absolutely. That's a term that we haven't heard for a while. But anyhow, race 2, the speed of the 7 Beach Cat. Cowboy, I think, is going to be on display. Catches the right kind of feel. We got a video spotlight of that race. April 25th, Laurel Park. He gets engaged with a pretty quick horse in Jerry's Gem, who was dropping down. And those internals, 22 and 3, 46 and 3, just took a little bit of the toll, but able to get the lead here mid-turn. What I like is Pudge Boy Palace. This horse that's rolling up on the outside to engage and then go clear. Came back on a little bit of a race. Nothing stretch out. Big buyer's big figure of an 83. I just don't see anybody with that opening quarter speed. Maybe a fresh Abuelo Paps. But I think if Beach Cowboy can kind of clear and get over, might be able to control things from start to finish with Thais Alaya Pastina.
No, it's an excellent point. Again, this horse did a lot of the dirty work in this race. The winner came back and ran well. Looks like the main speed of this race. And it's always been a really solid horse since coming onto this circuit. Abuelo Paps does have a lot of questions to answer as the favorite. We have not seen this horse since July when he clipped the heels and lost the rider. Prior to that, ran very, very well, going 5.5 at Laurel, winning for the 12-5. Kieran's dropping this horse in here. We have a trainer stat for Kieran McGee. First after layoffs between 6 months and a year. Pretty good recently. 30%, a $2.16 ROI. Now, Abuelo Paps likes to run second and third. That's also a little bit of a question mark here. So you might want to demand a bit of value. Maybe Beach Cowboy takes a bit more money than I gave him credit for when I first made the line.
Well, I think you're like, I don't know. What do you think? 2 to 1, 9 to 5. I would say maybe at the lowest. I wouldn't take anything lower than that. Abuelo Paps on his best day is gonna beat this field. He's gonna beat him clearly, and coming back freshened up for a barn, as we talked about earlier. Does very, very well year in and year out at Pimlico. Coffee with Chris is trained by Jose Magana. This is a barn that's starting to heat up a little bit. Pay attention. His horses have run well at a price. Not the easiest of trips last time out. You see on the short comment there on your program, 4 wide, in a bit closer to 16 with effort to the wire. Back in the day, he had some serious speed. Will it show back up today? And Ascendance, now that the track's gotten wet. I did not have this horse in my top 4, but a user now, 3 for 5.
If you throw the handicapping out the window and you just say, look at the slop out there, Ascendance, all 3 lifetime wins have come on a wet track, he is going to appreciate it. Let's move on to race number 3, 5/8 of a mile on the main track now, 25 down to 20. Non-winners of 2 life. Let's take out the 4, Lou's Birthday, the 6, Sharp Red Eagle, the 8, Elusive Image, the 12, Corrected Pedigree, 13 through 16 also out. I'm surprised as we get set for our middle pick 4 of the day, 50-cent middle pick 4. We have early, middle, and late. I love the progression. It tells a story. I'm surprised you can go back to your old friend, Metagooch. And you did go back to your old friend, Metagooch.
I did. Well, I didn't. And then I did real late, Dan. So not your fault. I mean,
you're the president of the Metagooch fan club.
Well, yeah. He's held in high esteem upstairs. But no, Metagooch, he's trying, and I just think now with some of these scratches, I was hoping was it the 15 stayed in? I believe that was the horse. Yeah. No, not going to run today. So I'll get default into Metagooch. Really a lot of heart last time. I thought against a pretty good horse in Uncle Cat. Yes, 5 seconds from 12 lifetime starts, but has enough to speed to stay close. And then anybody wants to kind of go and kind of duke it out with him a little bit. I think he survives the battle today. Maybe finally the 13th time is a charm. And Farrier, little stat, 5 for 17 dirt sprints, second off a claim in Maryland with an ROI of 446.
And that last race, of course, came on a wet track. We know he has tactical speed. You're going to know him in the early stages of this race. Ellinger, the 3, has been claimed out of his last 2 races. Good try last time out off the layoff. 4 BTR. Now with Frock, get some weight off with the Hazelwood aboard.
Now, this was a user dirt or turf for me today. And, I thought this horse ran quite well. Second time blinkers now today. Vacoma's very, one of the hotter stallions out there, but they can also handle an off track.
L Jr. needed a confidence boost, the number 2 last time out. They shipped him down to Colonial, found a really good spot. He was odds on after a couple of fair efforts here at Laurel, and he won easily. Maybe his confidence is sky high, and maybe L Jr. can sort of tuck in behind the leaders at a decent price. You've got the 10 in here as well. Let's talk a little bit about that one.
Well, Barong, and this was a horse that went up to Charlestown. How you like that? If you look at the PPs and you got a firster or a horse going at CT, and you're like, oh,
well, you go to the window.
Brittany Russell, a $325,000 purchase here at the Berg. But anyhow, 7/8 of a mile. Still not an easy race to get it done first time out there. But did it, was able to battle through. I think faces some quicker horses today. We'll see if this horse can move up a little bit and get it done with Sheldon.
And Brittany entered this horse main track only. Is going to get exactly what she was hoping for. We'll see if Meta Gooch gets it done. 1-3-10-2 for Keith, 1-2-9-3 for me in race number 3 at Pimlico. Let's move on to race number 4. We're going 3/4 of a mile, 25 down to 20 claimers. Beaten condition in here. We've got ourselves a field of 7. This is kind of an interesting race. It's the kickoff leg of our 20-cent Chesapeake Pick 6 jackpot wager. If you pick the first place finisher in each of the 6 races, the final 6 races of the card, and you're the only one to do so, it's payday.
It's payday, and if things kind of ramp up, we're going to have a little good payout there last day of the meeting. So we'll see here. Looking at this race, I really like Rapidity. You've got this one on top as well, the 5-2 morning line for Kieran McGee. Video spotlight horse going back. And I want to ask you about something you had in your notes. So, again, if you go to the website, Laurel Park or Pimlico, and check out our handicapping page and the picks, you had mentioned something about bar shoes, maybe.
Bar shoe was on the overnight. I'm not sure if you guys had it in the program, but I know for the overnight, for this race that we're going to show with Rapidity, on the overnight at least, he was wearing bar shoes for this race, and I thought he ran really well. I mean, it looked like he was outrun in the early portion of this race, and he's going to get to a 3-4 wide bid, and it's going to be a really smooth move into contention, and then he's going to wind up second best behind El Divino Nino. It just looks like this horse is racing himself back into best shape. This will be his 4th start at the left. Look how wide he had to go.
Yeah, and he works it out here. This is the race. This might have been, Dan, was this the 21st race? Anyhow, it just works out. It's just kind of dogged to the wire. This horse has a determined kind of a style to him, and I just think, irregardless, I think he can adapt to the flow of this race. If a horse goes clear, I think he can sit close enough. Man, if I get a duel to develop, I think he's just going to stalk and pounce, say, from the quarter pole home. But I like the spot here today for Rapidity.
Career best Buyer speed figure came on a wet track, so he should be able to handle it as well. Let's talk about It'll Do for the Russells. First time for BTR and Sheldon last time out. Very, very impressive performance. Just drew away to win by 5.
Well, the key is you look at that short comment again. We paint a picture, a visual there, bid 3 deep. Didn't get asked till upper stretch. So this horse had a little bit more in the tank. Now, 22-4, that's a decent flow for this type. I think this horse is, with the raise, you don't usually see that too often from this barn. Last couple of years, 5 for 17 on the dirt, 29%. 7 for 17 in the money is Brittany Russell with a 50% claiming price jump with an ROI of 226. Pay attention, a protect move here for this barn.
I'm going to try to find a little bit of a price for second. The Charlestown Invader, the number 1 Woodline. Note that Woodline is 1 for 19 on dirt, but he's hit the board in 4 of 5 wet track starts, including a solid 3rd place finish 2 back. They tried him 2 turns last time out at Charlestown. I thought that pace was pretty solid, and he made the first run into it. He made the lead, and then he just got a little bit tired. Maybe he's not the most likely winner on paper, but I think this horse can outrun his odds. He has a lot of seconds and thirds on his page.
I think it's going to be critical, hopefully, if the inside is okay, to save as much ground as possible, though, to kind of, you're seeing a lot of 4.5s on the page. This horse has got to time the run just right with Larry Reynolds.
We have seen Anthony Farrier claim horses from Kentucky ship up here and make hay. He's got the 6 Dewey's Beast in here. This horse showed really good speed last time out, going 7/8 of a mile at Keeneland. He tired that day. But this is a horse that I think is tactical enough. Maybe he goes to the front. Maybe he sits just off of the pace. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just sitting outside, clean faces, win races.
Yeah, I could see him going ahead and go. A little bit risky, the horse to the
Blinkers
inside.
on today, a little bit risky.
Yeah, a little bit risky. The horse is pretty quick. He's had some adversity out of the gate sometimes, had to make a couple moves last time, but it's fast. I do think they get tangled up. I don't know if the 6 can quite shake clear. A little bit risky if that one breaks. What you said, good point, the blinkers going on. I think a sneaky horse a little bit here at 6-1 on the morning line is from you to run. Weston Hamilton gets along with this horse, and I do think turning back in distance, changing surfaces, has the ability to sit back. You see a couple 70, 74 buyers on the page. Great. Let things develop and make a run on this shortening up and change the surface.
Only other time he went turf to dirt, it resulted in a victory for him. And 2 starts back, he was in against a really good New York shipper, Exploration. That horse came back. You know, and one of the horses that came out of that race earned an 82 buyer next time out. So this horse really fits, and he's going to be running on at the end. 3-2-4-6 for Keith, 3-1-6-2 for me in race number 4. 4 down, 5 to go. Value pick 5 coming up right after this break.
To city of Baltimore. To all the fans watching around the world, Riders up!
They're off in the Preakness.
All eyes of the world will be on Baltimore.
They're head and head. Seabiscuit leads by a length. Seabiscuit is the winner.
And it was a powerhouse race again by the big, strong Secretariat.
Sunday Silence takes the lead at the quarter pole.
American Pharaoh, phenomenal in the Preakness.
And the filly did it! Rachel Alexandra! Smarty Jones, he wins the Preakness by a dozen lengths. She's the brave, wins the Preakness.
Welcome back to Today at the Races. I'm Dan. He's Keith. We're at beautiful Pimlico for Preakness meet, and we're heading on to race number 5 on opening day. We're going 5/8 of a mile. This is an off-turf affair. Maiden claimers 45 down to 36. Maryland bred or sired can waive the claiming price. Scratch the 3, scratch the 6, scratch the 8, scratch the 12, scratch the 14, scratch the 15. This is the first leg of our second of 2 value pick 5 wagers. Low takeout of 12%. Our colleague Mackenzie Pfeiffer has a ticket for everyone.
$36 ticket, going to get you started with the 5, 7, 11, a firster. The 5, Teddy's Lucky Girl out of Krasicki. We're familiar with that mare. Had some success around here. Race 6, a single with the 2, Mama Bacoma. Is that the knack, right? Sharona Bacoma. There we go. Brittany Russell with that firster. Race 7 with the 7, 8, and 11. Bodie's Maker going to take a slew of play in race number 7. Race 8, we'll down to 3 and to 4. Mischief in Motion. North after a really good run down in Florida. Race 9, wrap it up. 1, 4, 5, and 7. Yeah, that's a tough little way to end it, but I think you do have to spread around there if you can. Race 9, 1, 4, 5, and 7 for a $36 late value pick 5.
And the late value pick 5 begins with race number 5. Let's take a look at our top selections in here. We're both going to take a little bit of a shot with the one drifting. Speed and the rail is the angle, right?
Yeah, that's it for me. Fennica Bentley trying to get on the board here. Inside speed, good. McLean's music, I like that on an off track. Enough said. I think I changed my picks about 7 times in here. Go to the front, keep going.
The horse they're all going to have to beat, however, is the 7 Melancia. And you can make the argument that Melancia is the kind of horse that's going to put the heat on our top pick in here. Melancia is one of 2 entered by New York-based trainer Rob Atras. We have a trainer stat for Atras. They do well in Maryland. Melancia, My Lady Bay, 7 for the last 20, 35%, $4.57 ROI in Maryland. Melancia has been knocking on the door in New York, just seems very well entered. I think this shorter distance is going to work. Is going to be on a chase early, but should be right in the thick of things when they turn for home.
I think we're going to need our horse clear by the time they hit the top of the stretch, and Melancia's just going to be breathing down her throat and get on by. Comes out of a race which produced the next out winner here at Laurel Park. Tekka came back to win clear.
Lady Lena, I think, is a very interesting horse if the top 2 get into a duel and she can stay within range. She made her debut in a very tough field. High Path, I think, is a stakes-level horse. Divine Works, the 3rd-place finisher, came out of that race to win. They then tried her on turf last time out. She got hung very wide on the first turn, and turf doesn't have to be her game. Now, while her speed might be dull turning back in distance, something tells me that the quality of competition she's faced in those 2 starts. Remember, Brittany had the In This Moment, that Gulfstream odds-on winner on that turf race as well. This is a severe class drop, I think, for Lady Lena.
Mopo. Those internals, they were solid. 23-46, 10-3. Do we want to show the video spotlight of that one?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we still have that one up from Lady Lena. I know it was on the turf, and I know it was going a mile.
But just got eliminated early.
Yeah, early, a little bit slow, and then rushes up. Now watch this horse, the 8 horse, Green Cap, shows a burst, and then all of a sudden says, we're going to take a little right out here to the parking lot at Laurel.
Hey, where's this left turn coming? Oh, no. Oh, no.
No.
And you can't do that against a field that's going to feature an odds-on winner that is a proven turf commodity. Lady Lean is obviously freaked out by that first turn. Now is chasing a quick pace, as you mentioned, while losing ground on the outside. It's a throw-out race, and maybe turf wasn't the surface anyway. Again, I just think this class level works for Lady Lena, and I won't be surprised if she gives a much better performance here in race number 5. But we'll see if drifting can outduel the 7. That should be a nice little pace battle. As we move on to race number 6, 6 furlongs, main track, 45 down to 36. Maryland bred and or sired may waive the claiming price. Take out the one Brightness, who is going to be a major pace contender in here, and a major contender, all things considered. That leaves the 2, Mama Vacoma as your morning line favorite. 50-cent minimum pick 4, the final of 3 pick 4s this afternoon at Pimlico. Let's start things off with My Vacoma. We know that the Vacomas win early and they win often. You're going to see Eric Camacho aboard. Don't let that dissuade you.
No.
He was aboard a horse by the name of Post Time when that one won his career debut. Something tells me Post Time's a little bit, what's the word, grouchy? Maybe Mama Vacoma's a little bit grouchy and hard to handle. Eric does so well with those horses.
She might have her quirks, no doubt about it, but I know one thing, the family, they win early. That's the key. 8 starters, three of them have gotten it done first time out, and the family is there. Where she told me to go, Rominsky, horses that Russell is familiar with. Interesting to see what we get, and you hope she behaves. Going to be, again, a shorter price, but should be ready to go first time out. The stats are there for Brittany Russell.
Certainly, they certainly are. Here's a Brittany stat for My Vacoma. First time starters on dirt. 24 for the last 54. 44%, a $2.20 ROI. You've got pedigree here. You've got the trainer stat, and we'll see what we get. She now has to break from the inside post. That can be a little bit intimidating, especially if she is a bit flighty. Let's talk about Danny's Rhythm, the number 3 in here, because we have a video spotlight for Danny's Rhythm going out for Robbie Bales. The most recent race was her first start off of a long layoff, and she kind of got into some trouble.
Yeah, definitely got in trouble. Showed a little, showed some speed a couple races back when I had to rush up into it. This time, shuffle back pretty good into the turn, tries to recover. And what I like here, you're going to see this move about 4 or 5 wide.
Right.
Quarter pole into the stretch. Now, here we go. We're going to get this looping kind of a move. Danny's Rhythm, was against the grain here for the most part. So I took note of that. I saw that speed, going back in August. This is going to go second time off of a layoff. Any kind of clear break today, I think she's going to be forward. I like the heart. Yeah, a little green there on the left flea, but the try was decent enough for me to make her a player in today's 6th race.
She's learning, and she has shown the tactical speed to stay close to the pace, because with the scratch of Brightness, who is going to be a major pace factor, that's going to be important. I'm going to give Cross of Valor another chance in this race. Cross of Valor was in against Brightness last time out. There was no doubt in my mind Brightness ran better than Cross of Valor. I thought the rail was good that day. Brightness was 4 wide. But Cross of Valor was also 3 wide and in between and attacking on the outside. And he just couldn't go with those horses in the stretch. Cross of Valor is a big, well-bred horse with speed. And I think there's a chance that Ruiz can get this horse to the front.
Right. I mean, that may be the best tactic today. We'll have to see what these inside horses do. I know one thing. Regal Miss Lily the 5, who you've got into the mix. You don't see a Flint Stites horse get that kind of a play first time out in Maryland. Bet down to 4-1. Blinkers going on today. Look at that short count.
And as unlucky can be.
Horrid start.
Are we going to show the hard start?
Yes. Let's show that from April the 11th. Look at this.
Oh, no. Oof. That's why the rail can be intimidating for inexperienced horses. This horse took a lot of money, as you mentioned, but just look. This is up in the air, 3 lengths slow, breaking inside towards the rail, and now you got to deal with slop getting kicked back in the face.
But look at this move.
It's very quick.
She shows a run into the flow. Now, granted, that wasn't the most demanding opening quarter, 23-2, but she's moving.
Yeah, she's going 22 and change.
And she's making progress, and she stays around, actually, till about the quarter pole. Going to work outward here. So with that kind of play, great notion. Off track, last time sloppy sealed. Just toss it. This is a real tricky race. This 2, when you're just kind of looking at buyer figures, she shouldn't have to run terribly fast. You're expecting a Brittany runner to be able to kind of run a lower 50, a mid 50 probably first time out, especially you're looking at these Vacomas, how precocious they are, but you got to run the race, and she's got that inside draw. So Regal Miss Lily might bring a touch of value, might be a little bit better price than what she was in debut.
I would expect her to show a lot more speed this time around. With that race under her girth and the blinkers on, maybe she's the one that makes the early running.
Okay.
We move on to race number 7. This is at 1.16 miles now. It's off the turf. It's one of those starter optional claiming events. Take out the 1, the 3, the 4, the 6, the 9, and the 11. The good news about a horse like the 8 Bodie's Maker is he's good on turf, he's good on dirt, he's just a hard-hitting old-timer.
Look at this record. 57 starts, 15 wins, 15 seconds, 3/3. Over $500,000 in earnings. And yeah, last time out off the break at Parks, hadn't been seen since August 1st. Comes back April 7th. Rode the better part of the racetrack. But I thought speed was pretty good that day as well. Was able to kind of make that run just fall short of nose. Now we're going to show a race here though. And this is fine because you know what, this guy's got versatility, and you're going to need to bring that to play here now with the way this field has changed due to the scratches this particular afternoon on the turf at Laurel Park last April. Look at this run, working between horses and angling out here at the 3/16.
Now, he's the kind of horse that all you do is give him a little bit of pace and give him a little bit of clear air, and you know he's going to kick very hard in the stretch. We'll see if he does get that sort of pace scenario this time around, but again, he's just a very logical horse off that last race, his first race off of a lengthy layoff, and Jamie tends to move him up second back off of the bench, so he just seems to make a lot of sense in this race. Second pick, where are you going?
Oh,
7.
We're going to go fun-loving criminal. This horse is kind of run for everybody. You're going to go first time out here for Elliott Sullivan. Might be just tactical enough to stay around. His run against the right kind. I think the numbers stack up well enough. Mid-70s on the main track. That's enough to get it done here.
I thought he was very unlucky last time out. Just lost ground most of the way, still grinded his way to the front and tried very hard. He just fits well here, and he might offer a better price than Bodie's Maker. Yes. Alvy is the number 5. This is another horse coming off the claim. Robin Graham is a very underrated trainer, and I won't be surprised if Alvy takes a nice step forward here. 2 turns is not an issue for this horse. He won at Charlestown going 7/8 of a mile, 3 back.
Barn that does good work and a barn that doesn't claim a lot. You have to pay attention to that. They saw something they liked in Alvy. This guy, he's been good. He can handle a route of ground. We'll see if he can move up just a little bit. But she had a horse, the name's going to escape me, a router that she took through a couple of starter allowance races recently and moved up. So Alvy could be a player, yes.
Uninvited guest is the other Jamie Ness-trained runner in this race. So we have a trainer stat for Jamie and uninvited guest. Uninvited guest, 5 for the last 24, 21% at $2.10 ROI, coming back after layoffs between 61 and 120 days. I think this horse was crying out for a little bit of a layoff. The last 2 races, a bit dull at short prices. And again, I think Jamie knows how to spot these horses. Curious to see how he'll do on a wet track.
Yeah, right. On the go back as an 88 buyer speed figure. The last 2 maybe just as a combination of everything just kind of souring for him. He's freshened up and ready to go this afternoon.
Race number 8 is coming up. 1.16 miles. Nice first level allowance with a optional claiming range from 62.5 down to 50. Take out the 6. Trace Aries. The 3 is Mischief in Motion. And Mischief in Motion put it all together last time out at Tampa Bay. Her first race on the dirt, and she sure looked good. We got a video spotlight.
Yeah, we're going to show a video spotlight of that one. But how about debut run? Getting bet down like that at Gulfstream on the synthetic. So the word was out for this $525,000 purchase. She put it together when she was transferred to the main track at Tampa. Tracks, attacks, and just goes on.
And just spread eagles this field. Just look at the margin back to everybody else. Now, maybe it wasn't the strongest field in the world, but she looks like a good looking daughter of Into Mischief, and she wins this race fairly easily with a respectable 72 buyer speed figure. Now, while she has to face winners for the first time here, isn't she the controlling speed?
Well, I think it's her or late night call. If late night call wants to go, you look at her internals on those 2 back and 3 back races. Not the fastest, but I think she has to be involved there a little bit. Here's a little stat on Motion. Trombetta, I'm sorry.
Trombetta up with
Oh,
mischief in
in
motion.
motion.
We're used
Okay.
to Graham motion stats.
Okay.
Mike Trombetta between the Ides of March and May 4, 13 for 62, 21%, 209 ROI. The barn is going well. Want to talk about Rosie on the River a little bit. This horse ran a Colonial last time out. I'm having trouble analyzing a lot of the Colonial races. I thought horses on the lead did very well. This horse didn't get close to the lead, sort of ran on evenly. But I did like the race 2 starts back, a race where she finished first.
Yeah, she was in front of Complexity Jane, who came back to win the Weber City Miss. Is she a little pace dependent? She might be, but I don't know if they're going to get too far away from her. But that Colonial track, the way it played, it was difficult for her style to get it done, and she was up against a really strong horse.
And speaking of Complexity Jane, she handled Late Night Call last time out when that one stepped up into the Weber City Miss. But Late Night Call showed no quit in the stretch. I really liked the way she kept grinding it out to finish 4th. Her race before that, as you mentioned, she showed excellent early speed in that race. They've handled this horse very confidently. I know they think a lot of Late Night Call, and she's another one. Should be right there when the real racing commences.
If you're a fan of the numbers and the buyer speed figures, see what she's doing. Everything's ascending, 56, 61, 67. And it's a situation where you have to watch races. If you really want to be, I think, take your game to a little bit of a next level as a gambler. Watch the trips. You look at the running line, it looks simple. You know, look, oh, this horse was just even the whole way around. It was the effort. It was evident there in last race. So I think she can stays the trip against this group.
And you can watch all of the replays from the Maryland Jockey Club on our Maryland Racing YouTube channel. Can't go wrong with that. Take notes. You'll see things that others don't.
Yes.
Everyone's got a figure. The most
yeah.
subjective thing in racing are trips. You might see something and say, nah, perfect trip. And I'd say, what are you talking about? This
exactly
horse
right.
had terrible trouble. Let's close things off with race number 9. Let's hope we don't get in trouble in this race. A mile and a 16th. Maiden Claimer, 12.5 down to 10. Maryland Breds have the option of running for $15,000. We've got a field of 7 in this race. I want to start things off with our video spotlight runner. That's the number 4, Tyson's Delivery.
Yeah, this case, you said to get in trouble. Let's go right to the front with Tyson's Delivery. This particular afternoon, its most recent race, trouble right from the get-go. A stumble. Pretty bad stumble. But I like the recovery. A little bump there, but got involved into the race. And he went on a pretty serious chase of Doc's Got All the Candy. You know, listen, they're not blazing out there, but nobody's blazing in this race. Look at the effort, though, doing all of the dirty work. This is gutsy and is able to hang on for second.
And just remember, Doc's Got All the Candy was 1 to 10 in that race. Tyson's Delivery was not expected to win, and certainly after that tough break in the rush job early, you could easily have forgiven him if he gave up second in the shadow of the wire, but he was still trying all the way down to it. Tyson's Delivery is going to have to stretch out for the first time here, but the dam won 3 route races, so I think there's enough pedigree, and I think this horse has enough tactical speed stretching out to be relatively close to the pace. Dark Lute's kind of the stranger in here, isn't he? First off, the Phil Capuano claim. This horse has only raced once. It was at Turfway Park, and he was sort of in between horses at the end after not showing a lot of early speed, but I think the buyer's speed figure certainly fits with these sort of horses, and the runner-up from that race then came back to place in a race at Gulfstream on their Tapeta with a 62 buyer. So I think that fig is kind of legit. I think Phil had She Is Whiskey off the claim to win the other day.
Yeah, had that one win the other day on the turf course. But yeah, this is one they thought might have been a little bit better. Original was right in for 15. Said here, went and found another barn. See what it can do here, but certainly should handle the dirt and catches. Obviously, not the most potent of fields.
He has a half to a grade 3 place dirt router named American Blaze. The second dam was a grade 1 winning dirt router. So maybe Phil just found something here on synth that can translate very well to dirt. Let's talk about Mamba Mindset. I think this horse has got speed in the rail, and that could be very dangerous. Keep an eye on any biases earlier today.
Yeah, see if it gets back to the old Pimlico where you got the speed, you got the rail, and you were gone. And Mamba Mindset might be trying to take that route today for Phil Capuano. I'm hoping my top selections beats him to the punch and get to the lead into the first turn and keeps on going.
4761 for Keith, 7145 for me in the final race on opening day here at Pimlico. Best play time. Keith, where are you going?
I'm going to go race, race 4. Yeah, number 3, Rapidity, Kieran McGee. And just like the consistency of this runner, can adapt to the flow. I think he's going to have to kind of stalk. I think you're going to see the Fairy horse off the claim, show some speed. The horse just to the inside with Caitlin Keel's horse with the blinkers going on. But I think he can track and move into it.
I'm going to go in race number 8. I think I'm just going to single Mischief in Motion in the late pick 5. I like the way this horse won the maiden 2 starts back. She's very, very well bred, and she's going to be close to the pace. She may not be a win proposition at a short price, but again, I think I can single her in the late pick 5. We are 25 minutes to post before the first of 9 races here at Pimlico. Callie Francois, Mackenzie Pfeiffer, Dave Rodman. They'll take you through all the afternoon's action. And speaking of the Rod Dog, he's getting ready for scratches and changes.
Giggity dog, go get it.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Pimlico, home of the Preakness. Track sloppy and off the turf. 24 minutes to post time. Temperature in the upper 50s, cloudy skies. Here's a look at your Pimlico program changes. First race is off the turf. It's on the main track. Mile to 16th. Scratch 1, Efficacy. Scratch 3, Door Gunner Joe. Scratch 4, Royal Flush Hearts. Scratch 6, Skull Honor. Scratch 8, Forced Attitude. Scratch number 9, Blackthorn Brusca. Scratch the 11, Mycroft. Scratch 13, 'Cause It's Chilly. Scratch 14, Amazing Bernie. 15 runs, Oh What a Night, jockey Ismerio Villalobos. Ismerio Villalobos on the 15, Oh What a Night. Scratch 16, Moonflyer. Second race. We do have a jockey change on the 1, Toast to Coast. Now Andres Chavez. Andres Chavez on the 1, Toast to Coast. Third race. Off the turf, it's on the main track, distance 5 furlongs. Scratch 4, Lou's Birthday. Scratch 6, Sharp Red Eagle. Scratch 8, Elusive Image. Scratch the 12, Corrected Pedigree. Scratch 13, Chill Boss. Scratch 14, Scrappy T. Lee. Scratch 15, Polino. And scratch 16, Robert's Moon. Fourth race. In today's fourth, start of the Chesapeake Pick 6. Scratch 1, Woodline. 1 Woodline out. 5, Little Bit Risky, blinkers on the 5. 5, Little Bit Risky, 3 pounds over. Fifth race. Number 1, Drifting, Cheek Pieces last out, Cheek Pieces today. Fifth race is off the turf, 5 furlongs on the main track. Scratch 3, Great Moon. Scratch 6, Loving Gaze. Scratch the 8, Miss Out of My Way. Scratch 12, Viola. Scratch 14, Impetus Echo. Scratch 15, Judas Cross. In the 6th, scratch 1, Brightness. Scratch the 1. 7th race, off turf to the main track. Mile to 16th. Scratch 1, Big Star. Scratch 3, Your Analysis. Scratch 4, Transactional. Scratch 6, sell something. Scratch the 9, sock it to me. Scratch the 11, wish me home. 8th race. Scratch the 6, tres eres. 8th race, scratch the 6. 9th race for Tyson's delivery, 2 over. Off turf, track sloppy. Value pick 5s, 12% takeout early and late. Chesapeake pick 6 starts at race 4. $19 minutes to post time. Good luck today here at Pimlico.